All right, we're going to continue our respiratory system story here. All right, so when we left off, we had just been talking about how oxygen gas and carbon dioxide are transported within the blood, and then how they get exchanged between the blood and tissues, and then the blood and the air inside the alveoli in your lungs. And we were more specifically focusing in on what's going on with carbon dioxide, and you had seen for the first time this reversible chemical reaction can go in both directions, where CO2 combines with water to form carbonic acid, and this is an acid. Acids dissociate or break apart to give you hydrogen ions, and or carbonic acid does anyway. It gives you bicarbonate ions as the other part of the molecule. The more of these you have around, the more acidic your body fluids. And then we also saw how this reaction can go in reverse under appropriate conditions. So you kind of think about it like a seesaw. And you're going to be seeing this again because you're going to have video lectures on acid-base balance, and that is a topic that winds up being pretty important for nursing students. Lots of nursing students talk about having to do acid-base in nursing school, so it's a very good idea for you to kind of learn this and start thinking about these things now. It'll make your life in nursing school a little bit less miserable. Okay. Carbon dioxide has a huge influence on the pH of your body fluids. The more of it that there's around, the more acidic your body fluids will be. If there's less around, the more alkaline your body fluids will be. And it's nice that carbon dioxide and water react, and we have these enzymes in our red blood cells to make these chemical reactions that go back and forth happen, because this is actually the key thing that controls the pH of your body fluids. This back and forth set of chemical reactions here is key to keeping your body fluid pH in that 7.35 to 7.45 range. The reason for that is, like I said, it's kind of like a seesaw. So if you have more carbon dioxide around, things tend to move in this direction. But let's say you have an excess of hydrogen ions around. Okay, your body fluid pH is dropping. It's becoming more acidic. That means you got more of these guys. Well, luckily, these bicarbonate ions are very good at soaking up those extra hydrogen ions, because this chemical reaction can go in both directions. So if something is causing your body fluid pH to drop, and you've got more of these guys, they'll get soaked up under normal conditions by bicarbonate ions, and that will force these reactions to move in this direction. So they'll combine, you'll make carbon dioxide, and then those carbonic anhydrase enzymes in your red blood cells break those apart, and now you can exhale out from your lungs this excess CO2 that you have. Because of that, bicarbonate ions are a type of base, alkaline compounds, because you may remember from Biology 201, bases bind hydrogen ions, soak them up. Acids tend to give them off. So bases help raise your pH when it's too low. Acids can lower your pH. So that's what's meant by the carbonic acid bicarbonate buffer system. Because these chemical reactions can go in both directions, they play a huge role in controlling your body fluid pH. Yeah, I guess I should mention this too. I didn't really mention this. Let's say your body fluids are becoming too alkaline. That means you have too few of these hydrogen ions around in your body fluids. So guess what? You're always generating carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide reacts with water, makes carbonic acid. It will break apart and it will increase the amount of these that you have in your body fluids. So the pH of your body fluids will drop and return back into the normal range. So like I said, it's kind of like a seesaw that helps you control the pH of your body fluids. Okay, so that's what's happening as part of maintaining pH as part of homeostasis. CO2, as you can already tell, has a big influence on the pH of your bloodstream. Just get used to thinking about that and think about more CO2 that your cells generate, the more CO2 that's present in your body fluids, the lower the pH. Because when you have lots of CO2, reacts with water, makes carbonic acid molecules give off those little hydrogen ion critters, and that's going to lower your pH. Okay, and again, body fluid pH, absolutely critical. You got to keep it in that 7.35 to 7.45 range. So your breathing rate, because the way CO2 gets out of your body, your cells are generating this all the time, and the way that it gets out is by you exhaling it out. So changes in your respiratory rate have an effect, believe it or not, on the pH of your body fluids. Okay, so if you are experiencing slow, shallow breathing, you're not exhaling out CO2 as well as you should. So CO2 accumulates in the blood, it gets converted to carbonic acid, that lowers the pH of your blood. If it drops below 7.35, you're going to start having problems. Now on the flip side, if you are hyperventilating, that means your breathing rate is excessively fast, you can wind up exhaling out too much CO2. Okay, and when you do that, if you're thinking about CO2 functioning as an acid in your body fluids, if you breathe out too much of it, what's going to happen to the pH of your body fluids? It's going to go up. They're going to start becoming alkaline because you've breathed out too much CO2. And you don't want to go start going above 7.45. That's not a good thing. That will wind up causing major problems for the cells in your body. So our body actually uses changes in your breathing rate, and later you'll also see how your body also uses the kidneys as well to make adjustments to these components of this CO2 carbonic acid bicarbonate ion buffering system that we've got going on in our body fluids to help us maintain our body fluid pH in proper ranges. Like I said, really, if your body fluid pH is too low, you're going to increase your breathing rate, right? Because you want to give off more CO2s. If your body fluid pH is too high, you want to slow down your breathing rate so that you're not exhaling out as much CO2, because that's going to help lower your body fluid pH back in to the normal range. The more CO2 you have around, the lower the pH. The less CO2, the higher the pH. Just think about it in those terms, and that will wind up helping you. All right, I'm actually going to cut off that video clip there, and then for the next one, we'll talk about how respiration is controlled in the body, and then we'll also talk about a few respiratory disorders to kind of put things together about the respiratory system.